ภาษาอังกฤษสำเนียง Subword กับ Kru Nat Are Incoterms ex-work rules suitable for international trade? I'm an importer to Nepal. The product goes from Belgium to Kolkata by boat and then by truck to Kathmandu. With the supplier, I have an ex-works understanding and all the other costs arranged with the freight forwarder that I had to pay once the goods arrive in Kolkata. After the payment, they figured out that the bill of lading was not correct. The amount of kilograms was not exact one what was mentioned on the packing list, and the name of our company was not mentioned correctly on the bill of lading. On top of this, all there was no commercial invoice but a regular invoice in Dutch language. So the custom clearance in Kolkata, India was delayed, and the goods have by now a delay of more than 2 months. What are my rights in this case? The expiry date of the product has come closer and the value of my product has decreased by this. The answer is, under A1, the seller must provide the goods and commercial invoice in conformity with the contract of sales and any other evidence of conformity that may be required by the contract. These documents can be sent electronically, like by email. Under B1, it stated that a buyer must pay the price of the goods as provided in the contract of sales. This is for X work. From this, it is evident that the seller has to provide a commercial invoice, plus it is always vital to ensure that details and requirement of the sales contract have as much detail as possible. As for delivery, the seller must make the goods available by placing them at the disposal of the buyer at the agreed point, unloaded on any collecting vehicle. It is for this very reason that the ex-work rules is not suitable for international trade, even though some traders may think it gives them better control of the goods, but it does not give them many gray hairs. It is vital that any freight forwarder has sight of the invoice, which are also required for the export clearance, as your appointed freight forwarder needs the custom cleared for export to you. This document should include the packing list. In this instance, it is obvious that your freight forwarder has not checked the documents correctly to ensure what needed to be corrected. For export, plus they have not framed the bill of lading correctly to match with the documents supplied by the seller. From all that I see, the seller has complied with the order, save that it gave a regular Dutch invoice for the local sales and not a commercial invoice for international sales. You need to look at the instructions which you gave to the freight forwarder to establish if your instructions have been followed or not. You need to get a freight forwarder to immediately apply to the ship to establish where the error on the bill of lading arose by having the ship check the mate's receipt of cargo actually loaded in the event of break bulk cargo. If the cargo was containerized by the freight forwarder at their warehouse, what was packed in the container, the warehouse should have good records of this. They should have a record of what was received by the warehouse and what was packed into the container. Some warehouses even take photograph of the packing of the container. Perhaps it was a clerkly current typing error in the framing of the bill of lading. This should be easy to establish from the rough copies of the documents which were prepared. The unfortunate thing is that errors are not easy to correct and are very time-consuming, and given the fact of the products having an expiry date does not assist in the matter, there is unfortunately nothing that can be done against the seller other than requesting a correctly formatted commercial invoice. As for any error made by the freight forwarder, there is also very little you can do other than requesting them to confirm exactly what was shipped and to correct any errors on documents.